Lots of the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 8 fans have been speculating who the hell makes the most money. We all knew that Nene Leakes was allegedly making like $1 million per season. And since she left the show, people have been wondering, well obviously, people thought that Porsha Williams got paid the most because she's the most beautiful woman in the world. So people kind of assumed that Porsha Almighty Williams, the goddess, was getting paid the most for her beauty. But come to find out, Kandi Burruss, who happens to have been on the show the longest now that Nene Leakes left, is the highest paid star. I'm going to read to you what StarPulse.com wrote. The name of the article is Kandi Burruss Massive Paycheck for Real Housewives of Atlanta. How much is Phaedra making? This is written by Mary Jane. So the article says, and I quote, Kandi Burruss has filmed the Real Housewives of Atlanta for quite some time, and one can imagine that her payment continues to increase for every season she films. Now that she is one of the housewives who has been on the show the longest, many fans expect her to earn close to Nene Leakes' former $1 million paycheck. But she isn't quite there yet. According to a new report, Kandi Burruss' payment for Bravo has been revealed, and she is earning between $800,000 and $950,000 for the season. That is quite the payment, considering she is also making money for her music and her own business. Despite the drop in ratings, it sounds like Burruss isn't dropping in income. Phaedra Parks' paycheck details have also been revealed. Phaedra's paycheck is between $750,000 and $850,000. Now, that doesn't include Phaedra's other business ventures, including her law career and her other fun and unusual business ventures. Even though she is making over $1 million per year, she is also paying all of Apollo Nita's legal bills. As she revealed to Kandi Burruss on Sunday's episode of the show, she has struggled a bit since he turned himself in. Quote, I got 2 kids in private school. I pay my husband's legal bills, end quote. Phaedra has said about her estranged husband, adding, quote, it is about money when I'm taking money out of my kids' mouths to do something that their dad didn't want to do for them. Because if he was really interested in seeing them when he was hanging out in the clubs with your husband, he would have been at home being a dad, right? End quote. The 2 ladies tried to work out their issues, but it is possible that it will take some time to heal all the wounds. What do you think of Kandi Burruss' paycheck? Are you surprised that she's making more than Phaedra? End quote. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, no shade to Phaedra, but Kandi is worth more to the show. I mean, it's called The Real Housewives, and even though she isn't an actual housewife, she's at least, Phaedra's technically a wife too, but her husband is in jail. Phaedra brings herself and her kids to the show, while Kandi brings her husband, her messy mother, her music business. She has a much more interesting storyline. What's Phaedra's storyline? Her husband's in jail, and she calls her child Mr. President. That's her storyline. She seems like a pretty boring person overall, to tell you the truth. I mean, hell, Kandi's grown-ass daughter is more interesting than Phaedra's whole storyline. Todd is more interesting than Phaedra's storyline. Kandi's crazy mother is more interesting than Phaedra's storyline. And of course, Kandi is more interesting than all of that. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that if anything, I'm more surprised at the fact that she doesn't make way more than Phaedra. Because it seems like their paychecks are pretty damn close to each other. I think she should be making at least $250,000 more. What they should have done was, no shade to Phaedra, reduce her paycheck to, let's say, at least $250,000, $300,000 less than whatever Kandi's making. They should have paid that remainder over to Porsha, because she's the best part of the show, because not just because she's the eye candy, but because she radiates and glows. You know how they say like a pregnant woman glows? It's like Porsha's pregnant all of the time. I guess she's pregnant with all of the love in the world. But anyways, let me take a sip of this water. Porsha made me thirsty. Excuse me. I'm parched. Refreshing. Okay, I feel a lot better now. Anyways, this is all my opinion. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Kandi, can I hold $1? Just kidding. But damn, she looks fucking beautiful in this selfie, doesn't she? Oh, my sweet Lord Jesus. Oh, so many fine women on that show. Gotta sit up there with an IV and a bottle of water. Meat Magazine.